Welcome back to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. It's time, once again, for another depressing dose of dismal Disney. The second round of layoffs at Disney are going to be starting on Monday, April 24th, and will run through Thursday, April 27th. Anxiety among employees must be high at Disney and its subsidiaries right now because these layoffs are expected to be the lion's share of what Bob Iger had said back in February, that there would be 7,000 people laid off as part of his $5.5 billion in cost cutting at the company, as I reported in a video that I released back on February 11th. There is a sense of foreboding that the cuts are going to be wide, large scale, and very meaningful, an industry source said, noting how low company morale is right now amid persistent rumors that at least one person from each department would have to go. The sweeping layoffs are among the first major moves for Bob Iger since his surprise return as Disney CEO in late November. It sucks to be honest, a longtime film exec at the company said. Iger coming back got everyone's hopes up for investment in people as well as creativity. Truth is, if you're not operating a ride at the parks, you could be on the chopping block. Maybe the worst part is still not knowing who is being let go, no matter how much time you put in. One employee even begged a Deadline reporter to find out if their job was safe. Pray for me, another texted. This is an incredibly sad situation for those who are going to be losing their jobs starting on Monday, and I can empathize having gone through being laid off myself. It's not a pleasant experience, and probably the majority who will be losing their jobs aren't responsible for Disney's current creative problems that have led it to this point. Iger confirmed in March that 3 rounds of layoffs would occur as the company looks to reduce its workforce by about 7,000 employees in an effort to reach $5.5 billion in overall cost savings. And all of this is happening because Disney stock fell in value by 44.58% in 2022, which was equivalent to a loss of $123 billion in value. And this is part of the reason why Disney's board fired Bob Chapek last November and brought back Bob Iger as CEO, as I reported in a video that I had released at the time. 2022 marked the worst annual decline for Disney in nearly 50 years. According to Dow Jones market data, Disney stock fell by 54% in 1974. While Disney's problems this year stem from lower than anticipated profits for their streaming service Disney Plus, as well as lower box office receipts, the company's promotion of woke content in virtually everything that they're producing undeniably played a part. And now, Disney's obsession with pushing woke content is one of the factors why thousands of Disney employees are going to be laid off starting on Monday. Disney had made headlines early in 2022 for picking a fight with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over the state's parental rights bill, which is more commonly known as the Don't Say Gay bill. After receiving criticism for taking a neutral position on the legislation, then CEO Bob Chapek reversed course in early March of last year with a public apology to the LGBTQ community. And as I had talked about in a video that I had released on March 26th of this year, it was clear that Victoria Alonso, who was fired by Disney earlier that month, had pressured Chapek in 2022 to take a stand on the issue. What followed in 2022 was a back-and-forth feud with the Florida legislature that effectively marked the start of Disney's stock slide. On March 1st, 2022, Disney shares were at $145.70 per share. By May 4th, the company had lost nearly $63 billion of its market share, with an over $30 per share decline recorded in the annual market summary. The following month in June is when Lightyear opened to a dismal $50.6 million domestic opening weekend when it was projected to open with $70 million. The movie was banned in 14 countries due to a same-sex kiss contained in the movie, which ultimately flopped at the box office, only earning a paltry $218.8 million globally. With its $200 million production budget, its estimated break-even point was around 2.5 times that, or $500 million. Of the $218.8 million that the movie earned, The amount that Disney got was around 50% of that after the movie theaters kept their portion. So Disney earned a total of around $109.4 million. If we divide the $500 million break-even point by 2, we'll get the production budget plus the estimated cost of advertising that Disney paid to promote the movie. And that total is around $250 million. Thus, we can estimate that Disney and Pixar lost around $140.6 million, which is the difference obtained by subtracting $109.4 million from $250 million. If we apply similar math to the other big Disney Pixar movie that flopped in theaters in 2022, which was entitled Strange World, from its pathetic global box office earnings of $69.6 million and a production budget of $135 million, Disney and Pixar lost around $134 million on that movie. And Disney Plus is losing subscribers, as was reported back in February when Iger announced that 7,000 employees would be laid off as part of the $5.5 billion in spending cuts. The initial round of layoffs came a few days before the company's annual shareholder meeting on April 3rd and involved a consolidation of production operations across Disney TV studios, Hulu, Freeform, and FX, as well as the shutdown of the studio operations creative acquisitions department. A small business unit that was focused on exploring the metaverse was also axed. The second, much bigger wave of layoffs next week will get Disney close to the 7,000 goal. Virtually every Disney entertainment entity, TV networks and studios, and film studios is expected to be affected in a significant way. According to sources, the various division heads were given cost targets. They translate to different percentages of the workforce for each unit, which could amount to anywhere from 5% to 10% or possibly 15% or more in some cases. But let's all hope and pray that the layoffs at least include Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy. That could go a long way to helping turn Lucasfilm into a profitable operation. Network programming and studio marketing are believed to be among the areas that will take a hit this time, and there will be a new round of cuts at ABC News, which already underwent layoffs last month, sources said. The remnants of the dismantled Disney Media and Entertainment Distribution are an obvious target too. And then there's Hulu. The parts of the company focused on streaming are particularly on edge given the mounting intrigue about Disney's plans for Hulu, particularly since it contributed to overall losses in streaming of $1.5 billion in the most recent quarter. The company took full operational control of Hulu in 2019, but Comcast still has a 33% financial stake. In a put/call arrangement slated to take effect in early 2024, Disney can buy out Comcast, but Iger has recently said that everything is on the table. The agreement states that the minimum value of Hulu will be $27.5 billion at the time of a transaction. That means Disney would have to commit to shelling out at least $9 billion at the same time it is cutting staff and planning to restore its stock dividend after suspending it during the coup. Hulu will definitely be one place to watch with these cutbacks, observes one high-level exec at another media company. Since they took control, they have kept it US only and managed it pretty conservatively, meaning it's either going to get beamed up into Disney Plus, or they could just let it go entirely. My money's on the former, but that means they could operate it a lot more efficiently. ESPN will also be under the microscope in terms of cutbacks because Disney and ESPN are facing a looming renewal for multi-billion-dollar NBA rights. Well, I definitely feel bad for the employees at Disney that are about to lose their jobs, with the possible exception of Kathleen Kennedy if she happens to be one of them. Let's all keep our fingers crossed for that. And all of this has been happening thanks to Disney's poor business decisions regarding what they're putting into their entertainment that too many people don't want to see. Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and please feel free to share a comment. If you'd like to see more of our videos in the future and help support this channel, please press the red subscribe button, and please press the bell to receive notifications for new content. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.